Welcome to Faith, Facts, Fiction, and Fun. This is Sam McEwen. I'm going to talk to you today about the dreaded B word, budget. Nobody likes to hear that word. Even people who live on a budget don't like to hear that word. Why? Because everybody thinks it's a club to beat you up with. That's because everybody uses it like a club to beat you up with. Well, the fact of the matter is a zero-based budget will bring you to a place of financial peace, financial harmony, and financial blessing. That's a fact. Financial peace, financial harmony, and financial blessing. When you tell your money where to go, each and every dollar, each and every month, each and every week, each and every day, then you have control over your finances. I was talking to a young lady, trying to work with her, and she says, Sam, I know how to do a budget, but at the end of the month, I'm almost always over budget by around $250 to $300. I thought, So how much extra did you start the month out with? Oh, that's easy, between $250 and $300. So I had a good laugh at that, and I was able to say, look, here's what the issue is. At the beginning of the month, you told yourself you have between $250 and $300 extra that's not budgeted. Well, what happens? The mind says, I have $250 to $300 extra. The mind doesn't say I have $25 extra, I have $50 extra, I have $100 extra. It doesn't even say I have $229 extra. It says I have between $250 and $300. So $25 here, $50 here, $100 here. Oh, now you're at $175, another 25 and you're at 200. And then, oh, that $100 that you spent on a new outfit for the kids and shoes and all that kind of stuff. Now you're at 300. But the mind still thinks I have $250 to $300 extra, not knowing that you have already spent that $250 to $300 extra. There is no extra money in a zero-based budget. What do I mean by a zero-based budget? That means if you start with $1,000 worth of income, you tell $1,000 where to go. Now, most of you folks are really good at telling people where to go, especially if they disagree with you. Most of you folks are really good at telling family where to go, especially if they disagree with you. Why can you not tell your money where to go, what it is supposed to be doing, and how it is supposed to be doing it? Why? A lot of people think, oh, if I do a zero-based budget, that means I have no money. No. If you do your budget right, you have plenty of money for your bills first, for your groceries, for your fuel, for your utilities, for going out to dinner, for buying the kids clothes, planning for a new set of tires, planning for Christmas, Thanksgiving, birthdays. They all come the same time every year. And if you want to remember, October 1st is my birthday, so you can send cash. That always works. Okay. always works. October 1st always works. Those things come around every year. The fact of the matter is you don't prepare for it. So go back and look at how much you spent for Christmas this past year. Let's use nice round numbers, $1,200. Say between your kids, your family, your significant other, your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, all your girlfriends, boyfriends, I don't know. Say $1,200 is what you spent on Christmas gifts. Okay. So you have a choice. You can wait again and spend the $1,200 in December, or you can do one of two things. You can budget $100 a month. Now you're going to have to up it a little bit unless you put January's in there. $100 a month for Christmas. So let's see, that's January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Oh, that adds up to $1,200. I have my money for Christmas. So you can go out and spend it all at once. You can shop for much better deals because you have cashola, or you can put it aside monthly and buy stuff monthly and save it up for Christmas. I don't care how you do it. I really don't. But it needs to be in the budget. Now, unless you make a substantial amount of money and have no debt, and you can say, okay, my budget for Christmas in December is $1,200, and it's no big deal because I have no debt. I'm debt free. All my expenses are paid, and I have 6 months worth of expenses in the bank, and I can afford to take that $1,200 and go buy gifts. Okay, that's a budgeted item. I can live with that. Not many of you are in that position. Okay, so that's a fact. So I've given you a little bit of fiction, and that is that a budget is a club, and that the other part of the fiction is if you say you have $250 left over at the end of the month, you're going to spend probably that $250 plus another $250. Okay. So we have a little bit of, here's the faith part of a budget. You have to believe that it works, because it does. Budgeting works. Are you going to be perfect your first month? Nope, 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 nope. That's another fiction fact thing. If you think it's going to be perfect, you're living in a fairy tale. The fact of the matter is you will make mistakes. What about the second month? Nope, 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 nope. Third month, you may be getting closer to an ideal budget. Not a perfect budget. There is no such thing as perfection in the budget. Think about it. Got your budget. It's all planned out and everything else. Driving down the road. Boom. Flat tire. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, man. I got to dig into my emergency fund. Well, I got to do that. Okay, so you dig into the emergency fund. However, maybe that emergency fund isn't quite built up to $1,000. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? So there are some things you can budget for, but not plan on. So, for example, you should have a line for automotive repairs. If you have a car that you drive to and from work every day that you work, you better have a repair budget for that car. How much does an oil change cost? Every 5,000 miles. I don't care what the manufacturer says. Go talk to my buddy down at Express Oil and Tire Engineers, Jason. Shannon is the manager in Oldsmar. And Smiley is the manager down in Tampa on the corner of Waters and Dale Mabry. Go talk to him. 5,000 miles. Top quality oil. Let the guys take care of you. But you need a budget for it. You know what? They can pretty much tell you what it's going to cost. They can also estimate, based on their experience, what it's going to cost you for the filters and the tire rotation and things like that. So you can do what with that information? You can budget it. Well, how's that work? You take their years of experience, and if it's going to cost you, so say you put 5,000 miles a month on, and oil change is $50. Well, you better have $50 in the budget just for oil changes. With that comes wear and tear on the tires, comes all sorts of other things. So you better have probably $100 in your repair budget and tire budget. Now, $50 a month for new tires. If you're putting 5,000 miles on a month, yeah, that ain't enough. Okay, I'm telling you, that ain't enough. That's 60,000 miles a year. That's a high quality set of tires every year, which is going to cost you between $600 and $1,000, depending on what you drive. So, what do? Sit down and figure it out. I know what my next set of tires is going to cost on the Toyota and on the Murano. Ballpark. Because in this day and age, supply and demand, the way things are going right now, I do know that my next set of tires on the Camry will be the next level or 2 levels up. The tires that I bought from them initially were they were not discount. They were not the highest quality, but they weren't the cheapest tire out there either. Okay, they're good tires, and they have served me well. Notice, served me well. It's time for a new set of tires. I know that set of tires that I'm budgeting for and trying to put money aside for is going to cost me around $800-900. Okay, I'm okay with that because it's a couple of levels up, and I know they're going to serve me better. So, no budget is perfect, but if you have told every dollar where to go, you're going to be closer to perfection than if you get down to the end of the month and I've got $300 left over that I don't know where it's going to go. If you're down and you have $300 left over, it needs to go either to the emergency fund, your repairs, something in there. And if you don't know, then private message me so that I can help you through that. Okay. Take a look in the show notes and private message me and I'll help you. Okay. There will probably be a link down below that says schedule a 30-minute complimentary call. Do that. 30 minutes complimentary. I'll send you my budgeting tools. I'll send you all the information that I have, everything we've talked about here, and then some. And then we'll talk for 30 minutes and you can decide whether or not you want to work with me, and I can decide whether or not you're going to be a fit. A lot of you are not going to be a fit for one reason, not because you don't think you can pay or that I don't think you can pay or whatever, because I can always find a way for you to pay me for my services, whether we barter, whether we do cash, whatever we do. I can always find a legitimate way for you to pay. You may have a service that I need. You may, maybe you're an excellent email writer, or you write good headlines for emails, or whatever. Maybe you do automotive work, Jason, and we barter. I can do that. Okay. But if you don't reach out, I can't help you. I cannot give you the tools that you need if you don't reach out. So, no perfect budget. You have to tell every dollar where to go. Really, honestly, and truly. I can tell you some stories. I can tell you there's some folks that I know that have had, these folks make really, 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 really good money. Most of you would love to be making that kind of money. And at the end of the month, there was more month than there was dollars. Okay. Not anymore. They're on a program. They're on a plan. They will retire as millionaires. They have changed the history of their family because their children now know what it means to be in the budget and not in the budget. And all of their children's activities, by the way, are in the budget. And they have a buffer for things that get added at the last minute. So it's budgeted for. Little Sally has a dance recital that she forgot to tell mom about. It's in the budget already. If you have a senior in high school, you best have a senior budget. Yeah, and you better have a ton of money in it. Anyway, the budget is a living, breathing document that will bring you financial peace, financial harmony, and financial freedom. So we've talked a little bit about the fiction around the budget. We've talked a little bit around the facts of the budget. You want to know some fun things around the budget? If you're in a relationship, you have a spouse, you have a significant other, guarantee you one of you is a geek when it comes to the numbers, and one of you is a free spirit. One of you would just take the money and run and spend it and have fun all the time and not worry about this and that and the other thing. And one of you is going to want to know where every penny went. Okay. I tell you a funny story. I had one of the line items that I like to put in the budget is blow money. That means, and it's a couple. So if it's a couple, you get $20, $40, $60, whatever. Each person gets the same amount. Okay. And for us, for the longest time, it was $60. Okay. But this one couple had that. And it wasn't a whole lot of money because they were in a tighter budget and they were doing really well and everything. And he took his money every month and did not spend it. Now, there were some things in his background and things like that caused him to hold tight onto that money. He took care of the budget. He did what he was supposed to with the budgeted money and the expenses and all that kind of things. But when it came to his blow money, it went in his pocket. Okay. Well, Mama wasn't quite the same way. She did some things with the kids. She did some things for herself, and she did some other things. And there were some things that weren't in the budget. They were just really working through. They'd been doing, I don't know, I think they were at 4 or 5 months where they were doing this. And she was short for a bill or an emergency. They did not have their emergency fund built yet. I don't remember all the details. I wouldn't tell them to you anyway, so you couldn't recognize who they are. Well, she was doing laundry and she checks pockets. If you have kids, you better check pockets. Okay. She checks her husband's pockets, $300 cash. She is furious. Where'd this money come from? And I mean, we're ranting and raving and everything else. And he just kept his mouth shut. It's my money. That's all he would say. It's my money. Where did you get this? It's my money. It's my money. Now, that was part of their communication issue years ago. And we have worked through that because he learned to say, it's my money from my blow money that I have saved. Would have instantly calmed the situation down, right? Then there was an option. There's a choice. Okay, we need $300 to do ABC. Are you willing to put that $300 towards it, which he does not have to do now? That's his money. You follow me? Or we just continue to butt heads. Now, in a relationship, probably the correct answer would be, yeah, let's do it. Boom. We can make it up later. Okay. And that is eventually what they did. Once they got past it's my money, they can look back on it now and laugh. Okay. But then it was a crisis. I mean, I was getting calls from both sides, and it's like, when I finally said to him, where'd the money come from? He says, well, it's my money. I get it every month. I said, oh, okay, so it's your blow money. Yeah. Well, why don't you just tell her that? So anyway, I would encourage you Uh, you know, some of the faith things around money. I have a sheet here. I can quote you scripture after scripture after scripture after scripture that tells us we're to be faithful with our money. We are to not be borrowers, that the borrower is a slave to the lender, all sorts of things. And so my goal would be to get you debt free. Okay. So I have been on that journey. It is a tough journey. It is not easy, but I would encourage you, if you want to get to that financial peace, financial harmony, and financial freedom, to reach out. I'll put a link in the show notes to my calendar and to my email so that you can reach out and we can have a short conversation, 30 minutes, and we'll be able to decide whether or not we can work together. So I would encourage you to reach out and let's talk. Talk's cheap, my friends. And if I can help you get to a place of peace, harmony, and freedom, man, you'll thank me for it later on down the line. This has been Sam McEwen for Faith, Facts, Fiction, and Fun. Live intentionally and be very, very blessed, my friends.